It's hard to say what is all my favorite things. It's more of the combination of everything together.
Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Plate, presented by Cult MTL. Beyond the Plate is a series highlighting our city's favorite chefs and their unique stories. On today's episode, we are featuring Chef Benji Greenberg of revered esteemed restaurant Joe Beef, located in the heart of Little Burgundy. Chef and I are going to be having quite the adventure today. Stay with me, it is going to be wild.
Chef, tell me, what are we doing today on your food adventure?
We're gonna go redeem myself from a not so great ice fishing experience from back when I was 10, 12 years old. Froze, no fish. So it's kind of something I've wanted to do for a long time. Hopefully we'll be a little luckier than I was years ago and we could go back to my house and we'll light up the barbecue and cook up a feast.
I cannot wait. Let's get going.
We're just fishing over shallow water fish. They're in this bay for the winter time. They're gonna lay over in here feeding, and in the spring spawn closer to shore. They'll find you, or you'll get lucky and drill a hole right on their heads and you'll start catching them instantly.
What does it take to be a great chef?
Attention to detail, good people skills. One of the first things I kind of learned when I moved up the ranks and became the chef was anyone could kind of be creative in the kitchen, but learning how to deal with people, talk to people, time management, learning how to cost properly, all the things that people don't really associate with cooking. I think that's really what would be the most important.
You'll get a little tap on the rod. You get that little tap, lift the rod up, and then keep the line tight.
Oh, you'll hear me all right.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Wrapping it. There you go, you got it. I'll
little guy.
Wait, hang on.
I got a fish!
Oh my gosh, you got a good one!
I got a good
Oh
one!
my gosh.
Hey, you brushed your teeth
Hi,
this
Nate.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on, he's hooked, he's not coming off.
What's going on over there?
Mark, Chris, I want to say thank you on behalf of Chef and I. This day was magnificent.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
What does it mean to you to be part of the Joe Beef brand?
It's pretty special. I worked in Vegas for a little bit. I was in Chicago. I did some time in Northern California and Healdsburg. Especially with my cook friends, when I would tell them I'm from Montreal, that was always the first place they associated with. And it was always, oh, Joe Beef, Anthony Bourdain. It was very glamorized. And it was always kind of on my path to just stop back in Montreal for about a year and a half. That's kind of like the cook's dream, right? Is to bounce around and work for all these great chefs. I got to Joe Beef and started working and realized it's a little more than a place I would want to just stop at and then move on so quickly, and it was kind of right place, right time, and I've been there for almost 7 years now. Oh, I know how much you love your soup, so just a little hors d'oeuvre while we're waiting, because who doesn't love beef and barley soup? Cheers.
Cheers.
Hits the spot, like Bubby used to make.
So good.
So we'll just cure it a little bit. It might help clean it out, but mainly flavor to kind of firm it up a little bit. And that's it.
Who knew? When you started, what position were you in the kitchen?
My first day, I almost burnt the restaurant down. So my starting position was almost fired, but I started as a line cook. I was doing sides and sauces as entremet station. I kind of bounced around all the stations. When I was working mornings, I was asked if I would take over as the chef because who was there in charge was leaving.
How did that feel?
It was a nice compliment. I did not expect it at all because it was kind of surreal to know that, oh my God, like when I first started, it was really like, I'm at Joe Beef. Oh my God, I'm working at Joe Beef, just like a lot of people who come to eat and have that like Fantasyland look when they walk through the door. So for me, it was quite something.
How would you now mentor a young chef?
Well, I think part of my job is to be that person that the cooks look up to and really kind of be the person that they want to be. But for a cook to take the next step, they have to perform, and performing is making sure you have tasty food. So if I don't like something, I'll ask my cooks, are you happy with it? Are you proud of this dish that you put up? Are you happy with how it tastes? Did you taste it? Kind of what separates the good from the bad, right? Is someone who's proud will always be proud. And you know, if you're not proud and you still put it up, it says a lot about who you are.
There is a lot to behold to eat something you've caught.
It's a delicious combination. Fresh herbs on smoky grilled meat.
From the barbecue where all the fat is like crackling and you just like... What is the allure and the mystique of Restaurant Joe Beef? What do you think makes everybody so wild about this restaurant?
A big part of it is who is Fred, who's running it, his desire to just make people happy and make sure everyone leaves with a big smile on their face with a tummy full of delicious food. And, you know, people from all over the world come, and I've made the reservation months in advance. And when that restaurant's on the pedestal, it's really because what we kind of stand for is that like larger than life personality on a plate and the no fuss kind of dining room. We're not white tablecloth, somewhere just like delicious food and the environment. And
It's a vibe.
yeah.
It's a vibe.
You know, most people just wish, like, I wish I was sitting at that table. I wish I was sitting at the bar eating oysters, but we're all, as cooks, in it to feed people. And like, it's a pleasure to see like people enjoying our food.
The smokiness from the barbecue in every bite, how you can feel it infused.
It's good. Anything on charcoal is good.
The mamaliga on its own or?
On its own with the steak is good together.
This is insanity. I have wanted to interview and spend time with the House of Joe Beef, and to score you, Chef Benji Greenberg, was the cherry on the top. It was such a delightful time spent together learning about you. And in turn, I feel the food tastes that much better now that I know you so well. And you're a wonderful, wonderful human and an exceptional chef. Thank you.
Thank you.